parts used in this procedure are Silguard 184 silicone elastomer kit and Loctite 222. Step 1. Verify that the chassis section assembly has been programmed and temperature calibrated successfully. Remove all the visible debris that may have fallen into the chassis cavity. Step 2. Remove the screws from the ZR accelerometer board on the side of the chassis. Lift the board and rotate it so that the C1 capacitor will be close to the chassis top. Apply Loctite 222 to the threads of the screws before reinstalling them. Use the appropriate size screwdriver and do not round out the heads of the screws. Step 3. Check to make sure the wires within the chassis cavity have already been arranged in an acceptable position after the chassis sections were delivered by NT. Step 4. Check to make sure all wire holes are filled with Dow Corning RTV so that the potting material will stay inside the cavity of the chassis once it is poured. Step 5. Make sure the navigation board is installed so that it is parallel to the top of the chassis. If this board is moved, it must be repositioned correctly. Step 6. Mix the base and curing agent of the potting compound in a suitable container. Step 7. Pour the mixture into the cavity of the chassis section assembly. The pour should be at an angle to prevent air from becoming trapped under the potting. Do not overfill the cavity of the chassis section assembly. Just pour it enough so that it will cover all of the wires and circuit breakers. Step 8. Place the chassis section assembly in an 80° Fahrenheit oven to cure for 20 minutes. Step 9. After 20 minutes, remove the chassis section assembly from the oven and inspect it for proper workmanship. Trim any excess potting that may have dripped over the edge of the chassis during the pour, and remove spacers and refill the holes with potting. Step 10. Any leftover potting should be refrigerated. If the potting process passes inspection, the tool can then be sent for the first hang calibration.